Hey developers, welcome to Tech Tortoise. In today's video, we are discuss one of the most core concept of JavaScript, which is called apply and bind. Call, apply and bind are used for invoke function in JavaScript. So let's get started with the example. Before jumping to call, apply and bind, let's first we will discuss function invoking concept in JavaScript. So in JavaScript, function invoking we can do in this way. Let's assume we have one object with the name of developer1. Developer1 having the information of developer name, let's say John, company, let's say he's working for Amazon, and address, let's say New York City. And if we want to get details of developer one, we have to write one function. We can console our values which is required. This dot, for example, name, this dot company, and dot address. In order to invoke this function, how we can call object dot get details, save, and we can. So you can see with this function invoking mechanism in JavaScript, we can get detail. So here our object name, I'm calling my get details function, and we can able to see the value. John is working for Amazon and his address is New York City. Let's assume I have another developer. So I'm copying, I'm pasting the same. Let's say I have developer 2, name is Thomas. He's working for Facebook. That's easy, LA. So now I have information of developer 2. In order to get developer 2 details, we have to call the same way. So if you so now you can see I'm getting developer 1 information, which is John, Amazon, New York City, and I'm getting developer 2 information, which is Thomas, Facebook, and Los Angeles. Now if we have multiple objects, then we have to write, for example, if I have developer 3, then the developer 3 information, and developer 4 information, and developer 4 write our code. So this is not a very good approach. So in order to avoid this approach, call, apply, and bind are came in a picture. So let's understand with the example how call, apply, and bind are work. So first we are discussing what is the call. So in JavaScript, as I mentioned, they are used to invoke a function. So let's try to invoke a function with call method, and we will see what's the difference between invoking normal function and invoking a function with a call, apply, and bind. So let me reuse this code. Let me remove this function. Let me remove this function as well. So now you can see I have developer 1 information and developer 2 information. I'm going to write one common generic function which is going to use for get details for developer 1 and 2. So I'm creating a one function with the name of get details. Inside this function, I'm going to print my value console.log this dot name address. So now I have one generic function with the name of get details, and there I'm going to get my name, company, and address information with the help of call. So now I'm going to invoking a function. Let's say get detail dot call, and I'm going to pass, let's say, developer 1 information. I click, let me clear my console. We save. See, I able to see developer 1 information detail. Similar way, if I want to get other developer information, similar way I can pass the object which I need to get information. See, I'm calling the developer, another developer information, and I'm getting developer information. So here what we understand, call, apply, bind are invoking a function, but it's provide to allow your control of the context, or we can say it's allow you to call a function with given argument while invoking a function. So here we can see the first argument while we are using the call, apply and bind, the first argument inside the method call is always reference to this variable, and the later will be function variable. So example, if you want to pass other argument as well, let's say in this way we can pass if you want to pass the other argument, but just make sure the first variable will be always hold the context of the this, or we can say context of your object. So this is a call. Now we are going to discuss what was the apply. Now we are going to discuss the apply method. Apply method work very similarly to call, but there is only difference in function argument we can pass a array list. So let's try to understand. For example, I have an object. So let's I have developer object. I'm going to use here the apply. So I'm going to create get details console.log this dot comma this dot address. Now if you want to use the apply method, the first argument will be your context argument, and the second, for example, you want to pass, let's say, age and contact number. So we can pass this in array format. Here we have to age and contact we can accept, we can contact. Let's save. So with help of apply, as I mentioned, we can pass argument as array. Now you can see the detail John is working for Amazon, is from New York, and the age is 34, and whatever the contact I have written, this we able to see. So in this way we can use the apply. Now we are going to discuss bind method. Bind method is very similar to call and apply. There is only difference with the help of bind method. It's written a function that can be used or later by invoking it. Let's try to understand with the example. So I'm going to the same object. Let's say here function get detail, the same structure. Now as I mentioned, const return a function that can be used later by invoking. So here I'm holding the value inside my developer detail. Let's bind. So if we call, sorry, I forgot to remove this one. Now if you see, we are getting detail of the developer. So basically bind return the function and that can be used later by invoking. So this is all about the call, apply and bind. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.